We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets.
We think tokenization is perhaps the biggest innovation to come into capital markets in the past decade.
Tokenization is an innovation.
This is one of the biggest opportunities in crypto right now with the clearest growth potential. I'm speaking about asset tokenization, or taking real-world assets, real assets, and putting them on the blockchain.
And that means every stock, every bond will have its own, basically, CUSIP.
This will revolutionize the financial market, will revolutionize real estate, will revolutionize so many industries. I mean, the direction of this is undeniable. In fact, some of the most well-respected organizations report the RWA tokenization sector could see 50x growth by 2030. And in today's video, I want to review one of the hidden gems in this space, the world's fastest growing RWA ecosystem, called Epic Chain, who is backed by Ripple. And in a nutshell, they're aiming to be the RWA superstructure powered by Epic, aligned with XRP. So the fact that they are backed by one of the powerhouses in crypto is huge. By the way, watch today's entire video. We'll talk about the MrBeast connection. But in a nutshell, what is Epic Chain? The world's fastest growing RWA ecosystem, Epic is building the world's first RWA superstructure, aligning institutions and consumers across every major asset class. Many long-term subscribers of this channel may remember Eternity Chain. Epic is the evolution of Eternity Chain, and they are backed/partnered with Ripple, with Chainlink, with Brinks, so many trusted names in this space. And it makes sense to me. This is the natural evolution of Eternity, because Eternity was tokenizing collectibles, one niche of this RWA revolution before the revolution got popular. We have Fanable, which is the flagship consumer gateway on Epic. It's basically built on Epic. Fanable converts real-world collectibles into tokenized assets. Again, the major names that chose them speak for themselves: Anderson Silva, Space Force, DeLorean, Lionel Messi, Shaquille O'Neal, Bruce Lee Estates, Ali, Muhammad Ali Estates, etc. Every item is authenticated, vaulted by Brinks, and secured by CEFFU. That, of course, is just one specific market in this RWA tokenized revolution, and Epic is aiming to have every RWA market on one platform, meaning yes, real estate, yes, financial markets, yes, luxury goods, commodities, consumers, and collectibles. So what is now the Ripple connection, and why is Epic Chain the world's fastest growing RWA ecosystem? How is Epic different? Well, Epic is a fan of Altcoin Daily. They are sponsoring this video today to get this information out there, because Epic isn't just another layer 2. We began as Eternity, focused on authenticated NFTs, cultural collectibles, and consumer goods. However, our vision expanded. The world's biggest opportunity isn't just digital art, it's the $50 billion plus in untapped real-world value ready to be tokenized and brought into Web3 as a hybrid between digital and physical. So they dominated the collectible space. That's clear. If that's ever in question, just look at the names that chose to launch with them. But now the opportunity's bigger. RWA, the ecosystem is bigger, and that's where Epic comes in. Institutional grade access to Epic's RWA stack. And what Epic unlocks is this: fully stakeable, tradable, and spendable RWAs, composable DeFi integration, meaning interoperable with real-time rewards, regulated modular rails for funds, brokers, and asset managers, so regulated entities like this, and also fractional access to the $50 trillion plus in real-world value. And that's true, $50 trillion plus in real-world value. I think they should update their website to 50 trillion in untapped real-world value, 100,000 million billion. But I digress. I understand why Epic is growing fast. How does Ripple come in? Ripple backed Epic Chain to launch XRP-powered RWA tokenization platform. So we can look directly on CoinGecko and see what chains. Well, Ethereum and the XRP ledger. So if you hold XRP, you like this. In a release, Epic is positioning itself at the center of the real-world asset tokenization wave, building an XRP native platform to bring real estate, credit, commodities, and collectibles onto the blockchain. Initially launched as an ERC20 token on Ethereum, Epic is now migrating to an EVM-compatible, meaning Ethereum-compatible, XRP Ledger sidechain, unlocking native liquidity and tighter integration with XRP infrastructure. So this has the potential to unlock the liquidity in two big ecosystems, the Ethereum ecosystem and the XRP ecosystem. Epic continues to expand its XRP native infrastructure, aligning every layer of its RWA stack with RLUSD. Through its planned integration of Ripple USD, Epic will embed a native USD settlement layer across its ecosystem, powering tokenized real estate, credit, commodities, and collectibles. What does this unlock? It unlocks dollar-settled yield payouts and distribution, treasury and market making in USD, and risk-managed cross-border settlements on the XRP ledger. And we understand how bullish both Ripple and CEO Brad Garlinghouse is on the growth of their stablecoin, of the growth of tokenization with Ripple.
These are banks that want to be able to custody, particularly when you see real-world assets being tokenized.
Now, Epic Chain's a part of that. Also, what I found the most interesting, check this out, it's called Epic One, and it's the world's first XRP cashback card. Do you like XRP? Would you use something like this? You're gonna be transacting anyway, might as well get some XRP cash back. We can see this is a Visa signature provider, which I like. And how much cash back? Earn up to 8% cash back in XRP, meaning if your payment was around $2,300, you would get 721 XRP back in your pocket. Give this video a like if you appreciate getting this alpha. I have no clue what the future brings, but I'm just putting these gems on your radar. You do with that information with what you will. Now, both MrBeast and KSI, huge followings, are following Epic Chain. It is speculated that MrBeast may be about to launch a collectible RWA with Epic Chain with Fanable next. That's a speculation. I have no clue. Why would him and KSI be following? And the final thing I do want to mention, which I think is pretty interesting, is number one, Epic is backed and supported by Binance, but Epic is the quote-unquote cheapest RWA play on Binance. Meaning, of course, Ondo, one of the blue chip RWAs, Chainlink is a OG blue chip RWA. They would be on Binance. Epic, much smaller coin, but still supported by one of the major exchanges. Also, all their tokens are already unlocked. Always more we could get into. These are just the broad strokes of what Epic brings to the table. Always more research to do, but give me your honest take down below. I will be liking and responding to as many comments as possible. And like always, see you tomorrow.